Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In this video, let me share with you how to make this easy handmade triangle shape beaded bag. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So to start, you cut your fish line. Make sure it's long enough, and we are using 0.6 mm. So you make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pick 6 beads. 6 beads. Fix on any side of the fish line. So fix all 6 beads on any side of the fish line, and then you cross with a seed bead. You cross with a seed bead using the right fish line. Then you make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pull it out. So make sure your fish line is equal. Then you have your first ring. So going on, you pick 5 beads. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. Fix 2 beads on the right fish line as well. So you pick 5 beads. Fix 2 beads on both fish lines, and then you cross with a feed bead. Cross both sides with a feed bead. Then you pull it out. Then you have your second ring. You still go on and pick 5 beads. Fix 2 on each side of the fish line. Then you cross with a feed bead. Then you pull it out as well. Then you have your third ring. So you are going to continue weaving with the same method until you get about 24 rings. So we are making 24 rings. So this is 23, and with the 24th one, on the left fish line, you pick 5 beads. Fix on the left fish line. Fix all 5 beads on the left fish line. Then you cross with the feed bead using the right fish line. So on the side you want to turn with, that is where you fix the beads. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. And then on the left fish line, which is the end side of the fish line, you fix 4 beads on that side, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So this is what you should get. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads, and then you fix 3 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out as well. And then with the right fish line, you still go through the next 2 beads again, and then fix 3 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the right fish line using the 3rd bead. So with the 3rd bead, you cross with the right fish line, and then you go through the next 2 beads. Then you weave on with the same method. So when you get to the last end, with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. Then you pick 3 beads. You fix 1 bead on the left fish line, then you fix 1 bead on the right fish line. So you should have 1 bead on both fish line, on both sides of the fish line. And then you cross with the last bead, which is the 3rd bead. So with both fish line, you cross with the 3rd bead. Cross, then you pull it out. So this is what you should get. Then on this fish line, you fix 5 beads, and then you cross with the feed bead using the other side of the fish line. So let me see the right side of the fish line. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. and then you fix 3 beads on the left fish line again, and then you cross with the third bead using the right fish line. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. So note, we are adding up to 6. So any circle or ring you get should add up to 6. And then when you go through 2 beads, you fix 3 beads on your left fish line. And then when you go through 1 bead, you fix 5 beads on your right fish line. So you are going to weave till you get to the other side. So this is what you have now. And then on this side of the fish line, you fix 3 beads. Then you cross with the right fish line. Then you go through the next 1 bead on the top side. Then on this fish line, you fix 4 beads on that side, and then you cross with the other side of the fish line. And then this is what you should get. And then with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads. Then on this fish line again, you fix 4 beads on that side, and then you cross the 4th bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads, and then you weave on. So you weave on till you get to the last end. So if you're on the right track, you should be getting a zigzag end. That is what we are doing. So 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, and then you weave until it's increased in size. So this is the size I'm okay with, and we are going to continue weaving. So with the new fish line, you count 8 rings or circles, and then you go through the 2 beads on the 8th ring, and then the other 2 beads on the 9th ring as well. So you go through 4 beads. So 2 beads from the 8th ring, and then 2 beads from the 9th ring, making 4 beads. So as you can see, the fish line is coming out from the 8th and 9th ring. So we did it 24 because we are dividing it into 3. So each portion will be 8. Going on, you pick 2 beads, fix on the left fish line. So previously we already went through 4 beads, and we are still adding it up to 6. So you add 2 beads more to add it up to 6. So you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, and then it adds up to 6. And then with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads, and then you pick 3 beads, fix on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads again, fix 3 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So if you're on the right track, you can see that the sides are folding. Then you weave till the next 8th part again. So when you get to the last end, which is the 8th part, you go through the next 4 beads. So the next 4 beads as we started with. So you go through the next 4 beads, then you pick 1 bead, and then you cross with it. So after you're done, please make sure your rings are up to 8. If it's not up to 8 and it's lesser or more than 8, you won't get the correct work. So with this fish line, go through the next 2 beads, and then with the right side of the fish line, go through the next 1 bead as well. And then this is what you should get. And then you pick 2 beads, fix on the left fish line, then you cross with the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. Then you fix 3 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. And then you weave on till you get to the other end. So when you get to the last end, you go through the next 4 beads. The next 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. and then you pick one bead and then you cross with both fish lines. Then with this fish line, go through the next 2 beads, and then with the other fish line, go through the next 1 bead. Then you pick 2 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the second bead using the right fish line, then you weave on with the same method till the other end as well. So with this part, as you are weaving, the number is reducing, and then it will be giving you the triangle shape you want. So you started from 8, you go to 7, you go to 6, you go to 5, you go to 4, you go to 3, you go to 2, then the last part. So as you are weaving, you'll be getting the shape you want. So you weave on till you get to the top side of it. So when you get to the last end, with the right fish line, go through the next 3 beads, and then with the left fish line, go through the next 2 beads. This is what you should get. Then you pick 1 bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Cross it out, and this is what you should get. So with the fish line, you pass them through to lock it up, and then you repeat the same thing we did on the other side to this side as well. So the same method as we started with, you repeat the same thing to the other side as well. So this is what you should get after you are done. You should get a beautiful and cute triangle shape. Then we are about to make the cover of the bag. So with the new fish line, you go through this 1 bead here, you skip 1 and then go through this bead. Then you make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pick 5 beads, fix 2 on the left fish line, fix 2 on the right fish line. And then you cross with the last bead, which is the 5th bead. So you cross with the 5th bead. Please make sure you have the ends of the fish line so one side will be longer than the other. Then this is what you should get. Then you still pick 5 beads, fix 2 on the left fish line, fix 2 on the right fish line. Then you cross both sides with the last bead, which is the 5th bead, as we started with. So this time you fix 3 beads on the right fish line, then you fix 1 bead on the left fish line. Then you cross with the 5th bead. Then you pull it out. So you can have a fish line turn like this. Then on this fish line, you fix 5 beads. And then you cross with the right fish line. Cross the 5th bead using the right fish line. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. Fix 3 beads on the left side of the fish line. Cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. Pull it out. With the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads. So as the same method we wove with. Then you go through the next 4 beads. Then you cross with 1 bead. You pick 1 bead and then you cross with it. And then with this fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then on this fish line, you go through the other side as well. You go through the next 1 bead, and then you weave on with the same method till you get to the last end. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead here. Then you fix 2 beads on the right fish line. Then you fix 1 bead on the left fish line. Then you cross with the last bead. So you pick 4 beads in all. Then you cross with the last bead. Then on this fish line, you fix 5 beads on that side. You cross with the 5th bead using the right fish line. Then you weave on as well. So with the cover, you should be getting a V shape. That's the design I'm using for the cover now. So you should be getting a V shape. So I'm going to weave off camera till I get to the half side, then we'll teach you how to do the other side as well. So I'm done with the half side of it now, and then we have to weave the other side to get the V shape as well. So on this fish line, you fix 4 beads on that side, then you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead. Then on your left fish line, you fix 4 beads, on that side. And then you cross with the 4th bead. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you still go through the next 2 beads. Then you weave on with the same method till you get to the top side as well. And then you weave back again. And then this time you should make sure whilst weaving, you are getting the V shape very well. So you weave on till you get to the last end, or till you complete the cover. So after you are done with it, you pass the excess fish line through to lock the beads up. So this is our cover now. Then after you are done passing it through, this is what you get. You have a neat work, almost done. So we're about to make the handle for it to complete the bag. So with a new fish line, you go through this bead. You can start from any side, but I'm starting from this side. So you go through this bead here, then you pick 3 beads, fix on the left fish line. So I like fixing the beads on my left fish line because I feel comfortable with it. Then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So you cross the 3rd bead using the right fish line, then you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, cross the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead here, and then with that same right fish line, go through the yellow bead as well. So the first pointed bead you started with, then you go through that side, then you cross with 1 bead. So I want the handle to be a triangle shape as well. That's why we are doing it only 3 times. Then you weave on by fixing 3 beads on your left fish line. You cross with the 3rd bead, then you weave on with the same method. So this is the method we are using for the handle as well. I have a video of how to make the handle itself, so I'll drop the video below so you can watch. If this seems a little faster for you, you can watch, then you get the method clearly, then you can use it for your handle. Okay, so this is what you should be getting. So you weave until it's long enough for you to join it to the other side. So there we go. This is the length I want for my bag, and as you can see, it's long enough to join it to the other side as well. So on this fish line, you fix 1 bead, then with that same fish line, go through this bead here, you pull it out. So we are just joining it to the other side. Then you pick 1 bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Cross with both sides of the fish line. Now with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead as well. And then you pick 1 bead, and then you cross with both fish line as well. Please make sure you pull it very well to make it firm. Then with the last part, with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. Then with the left fish line, you go through the next 2 beads as well. So this is what you should get. Then you go through the next bead. Okay, So as simple as that, you are going through the next 2 beads with both fish line, but both fish lines should be coming out of 1 bead. Then you pass the excess fish line through. Please make sure you pass the fish line through very well to make the handle firm, so your handle will be standing when you leave it. That is how we want it. So this is what I was talking about. As you can see, at first my handle wasn't standing, but after I passed the fish line through, I have it standing on its own. So we are done with the bag, and this is what we have. And then you can use a magnet clip or flip for it if you want, or you leave it this way because the ends of the bag is already sealed. So I'll make a video of how to attach a magnetic flip or clip or button to your bag, and I'll drop that below so you can watch it. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my tutorials, make sure you comment and share as well. Please follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.